Carlos Marmol, at least for now, is no longer the Cubs closer. It's going to be a matchup situation with Rafael Dolis and James Russell in the ninth inning, and not a big surprise, Bob.
Not really a surprise, and hopefully Carlos Marmol will get himself straightened out and will take that role back at some point in the very near future. The unfortunate thing is that Kerry Wood is not at 100% health right now, because that's a guy you could just plug into that ninth inning role, but it's going to be a while for Woody.
Well, let's focus in on the starter yesterday. Ryan Dempster, one of the best outings we've seen from him as a starter with the Chicago Cubs. He went 8 innings, and remember, this was after missing 2 weeks on the disabled list with a quad strain, but Bob, the Reds barely squared up a ball all day against them.
Yeah, really, very little was even put into play hard against Ryan Dempster. I'll tell you, Len, this may be the best stretch of games I've seen Ryan Dempster pitch in his career. Going back to the time before the disabled list stint, and obviously coming off the disabled list with an 8-inning, 3-hit shutout performance. Can't do much better than that.
A sub-1 ERA and still looking for his first win. So a day after his 35th birthday, Luke Stuckmeyer caught up with Ryan Dempster.
All right, thanks, Len. First of all, belated happy birthday. What was the best present you got?
Yeah, I got to have a nice dinner with my parents last night, so that's always a good time.
You had a great day on the mound as well. 8 really, really good innings. Did you feel as good as you looked out there?
Yeah, I felt good. Obviously I had a lot of rest. Being on the DL with my leg and stuff like that. But my body felt really good. My arm felt good. So and I feel good today. Bounced back well. So looking forward to getting out there next time.
Because you were on the DL, did you expect to come out and have an outing like that? I mean, you would think you would have to ease back into it a little bit.
Yeah, no, for sure. I had a lot of quick innings. Just try to pound the strike zone, and was able to get a lot of quick outs. So I was able to keep my pitch count down and get deep into the game. And definitely wasn't expecting something like that, but was expecting to go out and do my job, and it went well. And unfortunately, we didn't get a win, but we'll go out there today and get them.
Right now, you have the best ERA in the entire major league. So when you went into spring training, did you feel like you were going to have a good season?
Yeah, absolutely. No, yeah, I thought for sure that was going to happen. I was going to lead all of Major League Baseball in every statistic I could possibly do. No, I don't look at things like that. Maybe when I was younger, I used to put a little bit more stock in those things, and now I just try to do my job the best I can and go out there and just execute as many pitches as I possibly can, and whatever the results ends up being, they end up being.
I want to talk to you about some things other than just baseball, too. Mariano Rivera yesterday has the horrible injury with his knee. Just talk about what he has meant to baseball and what he's been like as a closer and how impressive that is.
Oh, we were actually just talking about it in the outfield, just really his career. Obviously the numbers speak for themselves, but not just what he's done in the regular season, but what he's done in the postseason is pretty incredible, man. To pitch that many innings, he was a guy too that goes out there and doesn't just throw one inning as a closer. He'll come out and throw 2 or 3 innings, as much as they need him, and just been really dominating. To be able to do it with pretty much one pitch his whole career, and just what an incredible individual he is and a human being he is. So it's really sad and unfortunate something like that happens, and hopefully we'll be able to come back from it.
How about some hockey? The Blackhawks are out of this now, but what team are you looking at as the team to beat? I know you're watching with interest.
Yeah, no, I enjoy hockey a lot, so and especially playoff hockey, it's a lot of fun. And the Kings look incredible, man. They're really impressive what they did to Vancouver and what they're doing to St. Louis. And I got a couple buddies around the league. Danny Briere is a good friend of mine, so I'm kind of pulling for the Flyers to do well because I enjoy watching him play and hopefully get back to the Stanley Cup. And
finally, you have a big day coming up next week, your casino night. Tell us about the event and how successful it's been the last couple of years.
Yeah, it's a great event. It's at the Palmer House on Wednesday, May 9th. And it's our 3rd annual casino night. A great chance to raise money for a great cause, which is the Dempster Family Foundation and the 22Q families, and a really, really a fun time. I said it's like going to Vegas, except you're not going to lose a bunch of money. So all the players are your dealers, and a lot of great activities and fun things for the people. Crystal Bowersock's going to be singing, as well as John Vincent, who's incredible. So a great night at the Palmer House. You can get the tickets at our website, which is dempsterfoundation.org. So.
And it's not just poker, right?
No, it's everything. It's blackjack and roulette and craps, and like I said, it's like you're going to Vegas for a night, and it's a really, really great time. Everybody goes has a lot of fun.
What happens at casino night stays at casino night.
Absolutely, yes, it does.
All right, we'll send it back up to Len.
All right, Luke and Ryan, thanks very much. When we come back, we'll focus in on today's starting pitchers. Dodgers and Cubs from Wrigley coming up. could feel like 65, or where we are, 45, with the wind blowing straight in off the lake. Let's talk about today's starting pitchers. You've got Paul Maholm still looking for his first win against the Dodgers, and Chad Billingsley, who's pitched very well in his career here at Wrigley Field.
Well, for Paul Maholm, he's pitched well enough to win his last 2 ball games. Total of 12 1/3 innings pitched, has allowed only 2 runs in those 2 starts. Billingsley, on the other hand, could easily be 4-1. He's had 1 bad start all year. He's been pretty good.
So Matt Kemp in the lineup, as you would imagine, for the Dodgers today, but so is Brian LaHare for the Cubs. He's hit a homer in 3 consecutive games. We'll have game 1 of this 3-game weekend set next.
Comcast Sportsnet, part of the NBC Sports Group.
There's no better place for a big league matinee than beautiful Wrigley Field as we get you set for Chicago Cubs baseball on Comcast Sportsnet. The Cubs are back home, and today they welcome in the team with the National League's best record, the Los Angeles Dodgers, in the first of a 3-game series. And hello again, everyone. Along with Bob Brenly, I'm Len Casper. The Cubs were putting together a pretty good road trip before yesterday's very difficult loss. They did still finish the trip, however, 3-3.
And a lot of good things happened on the trip, Len. We finally saw some long balls, some power from the Cubs offense. The starting pitching throughout the entire trip was really good. 4 quality starts in the 6 ball games. You see the 7 home runs. He's got to find a way to get a few more guys on base ahead of those home runs.
While the Cubs were in Cincinnati yesterday, the Dodgers had an off day here after dropping 2 of 3 in Colorado, but they still bring in the best record in the entire National League.
Well, a lot of that has to do with the 2 guys in the middle of the lineup. They have a very good starting rotation, but boy, when you talk about the Dodgers, it's all about their offense so far in the early going. 23 home runs on the season. That leads to a 17-8 record.
And the two guys in the middle you were talking about, Matt Kemp and Andre Ethier, if you combine them, they're leading the world in everything.
I'm telling you what, in a good combination, Matt Kemp, a right-handed hitter, Andre Ethier, a left-handed hitter, really presents problems for opposing managers late in a close ball game.
So what does Paul Maholm do against a guy hitting over 500 against lefties today?
Well, he should do what he did his last time out. Paul Maholm was really good, changed speeds, moved the ball in, out, up, down. He needs to have his real good control, and he needs to have that separation in his pitches.
And if the Cubs get to a save situation in the ninth inning today, it will not be Carlos Marmol. Bob, it's going to be matchups, Russell or Dolis.
Well, lacking a perfect candidate to take over for Carlos Marmol, I think Dale Swaim is doing the right thing. There will be certain matchups where James Russell's the right guy. If there's runners on base, it may be Rafael Dolis because of his ability to throw that ground ball.
Let's go down to the field. We're moments away from the first pitch, but here's our national anthem.
Broadway in Chicago's Cats plays through Sunday, May 6th at the Cadillac Palace Theater. Tickets for Cats are available at BroadwayInChicago.com. At this time, please rise, kindly remove your caps, and join Elizabeth Ruff, a member of Broadway in Chicago's Cats, as she honors America with our national anthem.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Talking about Matt Kemp's first month, but what about Brian LaHare? He's second to Kemp in OPS in the big leagues. Good matchup coming up. Dodgers and Cubs from Wrigley.
Part by your Chicago area and Northwest Indiana Lexus dealer, who invites you to test drive a Lexus today. Xfinity, your home for the most live sports. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois, 75 years being right here in Illinois means no one's closer to your wellness. Experience, wellness, everywhere. Liberty Mutual Insurance. Responsibility. What's your policy? Toyota. Right now you can get a lot for less at your local Toyota dealer. Official partner of the Chicago Cubs. The new wireless receiver from AT&T Uverse. Visit att.com/freeyourtv. Rethink possible. BMO Harris Bank. Helping money make sense. BMO Harris Bank. NA member FDIC. And by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com.
Welcome back to Wrigley Field. Did you hear that thunder I heard last night?
Whoa, and the lightning, man, oh man.
A lot of thunderstorms headed through the area, but a little sunshine peeking through the clouds as we get you set for the first of a 6-game homestand against two of the better teams in the league, the Dodgers and the Braves. Let's get your umpiring crew. This crew actually just finished working the Indians-White Sox series, so a whole week in Chicago. Not bad. Marty Foster will work the plate. Tim Timmons at first. The crew chief is Jeff Kellogg at second, and Eric Cooper over at third. Going over the ground rules here at Wrigley. Cubs come in at 9-16. They've stabilized a little bit, 6-5 since the rough 3-11 start through 14. So the Cubs take the field behind veteran lefty Paul Maholm. And let's get Don Mattingly's Dodgers Southwest starting lineup. The speedy D. Gordon, son of former Cub Tom Flash Gordon, will lead it off. Mark Ellis is at second. Kemp and Ethier are the two guys you got to really be careful of. Juan Rivera is in left. He kills lefties. James Loney is at first. Former Cub Jerry Hairston at third. A.J. Ellis off to a great start, and Chad Billingsley will hit ninth.
Take a look at the Cubs defensively this afternoon. We'll have Alfonso Soriano in left, Tony Campana in center, David DeJesus over in right field. It'll be Ian Stewart, Starlin Castro on the left side of the infield. Darwin Barney and Brian LaHare on the right side. Giovanni Soto behind the dish today for left-hander Paul Maholm. Coming off a stellar outing against the Phillies. Went 6 1/3, gave up only 5 base hits, 1 run in that ball game, did not walk a batter. Hey, even though the wind is blowing in today, Len, if batting practice was any indication, this is one of those light winds that doesn't appear to be affecting the ball too much. We saw righties and lefties hitting balls into the bleachers and occasionally out onto the streets earlier this afternoon.
Always fun when we see the Dodgers going back to 1890, this all-time series separated by 3 games. The Dodgers have won 1,024 times, the Cubs 1,021. Here's left-handed hitting D. Gordon at his first major league home run in Colorado a few days ago as he bunts toward first. LaHare will tag him. So 1 pitch and 1 out.
I think Gordon was actually called out before he even got to the tag. He ran way out of the restraining box. It starts 45 feet down that first baseline. Right there, he went out of the running lane and was called out quickly by first base umpire Tim Timmons. Seems kind of ironic that Tom Flash Gordon's son is a Flash. 10 out of 14 in stolen bases this year.
Tied with Starlin Castro for second in the majors. In fact, here's veteran second baseman Mark Ellis, and he takes a strike. Signed as a free agent over the winter, former A and Rocky Mark Ellis. One ball, 1 strike. Mentioned Maholm with 2 bad ones and then 2 excellent ones. This is his 5th outing of the season, and he's still trying to get his first career win against the Dodgers. 8 previous starts, 0-5 with a 5.33. comes a 1-2 pitch, and it hit him. Like a cutter bearing in on Mark Ellis, and he just got clipped.
Yeah, that's one of those instances where Ellis did turn away from the ball, but you'll notice his leg doesn't move any further. If anything, it might have moved into that pitch just enough to get clipped on the stripe down the side of his left leg and head on down to first base.
So here he is, the mighty Matt Kemp. 533 against lefties, 16 out of 30. Put together one of the best months you'll ever see. And was a National League Player of the Month, hit a franchise record 12 home runs, drove in 25 in April. And he leads the majors in most big offensive categories except for RBIs, and the guy behind him leads in that one. Andre Ethier, 27. Aside from the big numbers, I asked Kemp's manager, Don Mattingly, what has it been about Kemp? And he said, I think it's the leadership. He said he's the hardest working guy we have. He hustles all the time. And when your best player sets that example, it really does filter down through the rest of your team. That one almost hit him on the back foot. 2-1.
You know, and we joked about it back during the Cactus League when Matt Kemp said that he was going to try to be a 50-50 player this year. He might be a little behind the pace in stolen bases, but he wasn't kidding. I tell you, he has come out of the chute blazing this year.
He only has 2 stolen bases. He's hit too many home runs. Hasn't been at first enough. 2-2.
Boy, another thing you love about your superstar player, you mentioned the leadership Don Mattingly referred to. He's also appeared in a major league high now 390 consecutive games. When you can get your best player on the field on a daily basis, and he wants to be on the field every day, once again sets a great example for the rest of the players.
That was the other thing Donnie Baseball mentioned. Certain days where you got a long night game and then you come back the next day and everybody's tired, but you never hear Matt Kemp say that. He never shows that he needs a day off. He wants to be in there every single day.
If I was hitting like that, I'd want to play every day too.
Up the middle, but right to second base, and that'll be a 4-3 double play. Turned by Darwin Barney. Talk about positioning. We do it every day. Starting lineup written out by Dale Swain. DeJesus, Campana, and Castro at the top. Look at those batting averages. 2 through 4 with Brian LaHare red hot. Soriano's in left, Stewart at third, Darwin Barney at second. Soto starting to heat up. That's good to see. And Mahalam hitting ninth.
Quick look at the Dodgers defensively. It'll be Juan Rivera in left, Matt Kemp in center. Andre Ethier last year, one of the Gold Glove winners in the outfield in the National League last year. He'll be out in right field. Former Cub Jerry Hairston Jr. at third base. D. Gordon and Mark Ellis make up the double play combo up the middle. James Loney over at first base. A.J. Ellis doing the catching today for right-hander Chad Billingsley.
From one of our favorite towns, Defiance, Ohio.
You mentioned the batting averages of the 2, 3, 4 hitters in the Cubs lineup today, Len. How about the opposing batting average on the 2, 3, 4 hitters against Chad Billingsley this year? 143, 154, and 214. Usually the 3 best hitters in any team's lineup are going to be your 2, 3, 4 or 3, 4, 5 hitters, and Billingsley has handled them pretty well so far this season.
6'1", 240, 27 years old. Obviously on this staff as DeJesus turns on one and sends it to the wall in right for a leadoff double. Billingsley overshadowed on this Dodger staff by Clayton Kershaw, but he's put together a really nice career to date.
Boy, for the Cubs and Dale Swain, this is an ideal start to any ball game. If you can get David DeJesus or whichever Cub is filling that leadoff spot to second base with nobody out and Tony Campana at the plate, you like your chances here. He's going to move him one way or the other. Either bunt for a base hit, put down a sac bunt, or try to pull that ball to the right side of the field to advance to Jesus.
Hairston and Loney already way in as Tony took a strike. Campana called up on April 21st. This is just his 12th game. 7 steals in his last 9 contests.
Saw the big curveball in the dirt, the second delivery there to Tony Campana. Billingsley fastball, slider, changeup. He's throwing fewer cutters and fewer curveballs this year, according to Fangraphs. Well, he has got quite an arsenal of pitches at his disposal on a given day, depending on what's working.
Two-one on the way. There's a bouncer to Gordon. And he just gets Campana. Two of the fastest guys in baseball, Gordon and Campana. Be fun to watch them do their thing this weekend. And he moves DeJesus to third with 1 out.
Very little wasted movement by D. Gordon at short. And no surprises with Tony Campana around the National League. He's been scouted enough. People have seen that speed enough that infielders are forewarned when they come into a series against the Cubs that they have very little time to mess around with a ground ball.
Starlin Castro hit a home run, his first of the year yesterday. This one surrounded by Ethier, but the wind is going to push it out of play as DeJesus was ready to tag. It was a first inning home run by Starlin off Homer Bailey. Cubs have homered 5 times over their last 2 games. They've all been solos. Billingsley has always been good at keeping the ball in the yard. Pitch outside. As is normally the case on a Friday, this is the only matinee in baseball. Everything else later tonight. Swing and a miss on the curve. 1-2.
Ball just falls off the table. Very, very tight rotation. Gets a lot of revolutions in that 60 feet 6 inches between the pitcher's mound and home plate.
So you want a revolution? How about a few of them? Infield in now with a 1-2 count. And bounced past a diving Hairston and into left. Not sure if that's a hit if the infield is back. But it's 1-0. Starlin Castro with his 16th RBI.
I don't think it would have been a hit, Len. Jerry Hairston has always had really good range down there at third base. You can see he's a full step in on the grass. And also had decoyed over to DeJesus at third base, which took away any range to his left he might have had. Tricked himself that time.
Ryan LaHare has homered in 3 straight. He's hit in 9 in a row. He's reached base in his last 21 consecutive games. Good block by Ellis.
Wow.
Might have gotten that one with his left shoulder.
Billingsley's having some issues locating that curveball in the early going. For every one he's thrown near the bottom of the strike zone, he's bounced another one out in front of home plate. This is about as good a stop as you can imagine. That ball hits a good 1.5 to 2 feet out in front of home plate, but Ellis squares it up right in the middle of that chest protector.
Mark Ellis, he'll get the out at first. Two away, and it'll bring up Alfonso Soriano. Comes in with a 7-game hitting streak, but he's just 3 for 21 lifetime against Billingsley.
All right, look for Starlin Castro to try to steal third base here. Even though there's 2 outs in the inning, we've seen him do it numerous times in the early going this season. Occasionally the batter's fouled the ball off. Other times it's been put into play. But if they're going to give him a walking lead out there at second base.
Well, he can walk to the plate. Alfonso Soriano with an RBI single. It's 2-0.
Boy, is this a good thing, Len? I'll tell you what, we talk about it all the time against the premier pitchers in the game. You better get them early before they have a chance to settle in. That's what the Cubs have done here against Billingsley. They've ambushed him on that first pitch a couple of times. Soriano with a ringing single. Only a nice play by Juan Rivera held him to a single.
Ian Stewart. 2 hits yesterday, including a double, but a key error in that 3-run ninth.
We heard Cap and Holly talking about it before the ball game today. Ian Stewart put on a show in batting practice today. It doesn't always translate come game time, but man, was he hitting some bombs this morning.
Sitting in a 2-0 count. There it is. To left. And Rivera will make the catch. Cubs get a couple runs on 3 hits and lead 2-0 after 1. As Paul Mahallam will face Ethier, Rivera, and Loney here in the Dodgers' second. And a called strike on the Major League RBI leader with 27. This one tapped foul. Dodgers under new ownership. So President and CEO Stan Kasten is in the house today. He's wearing his Dodger cap right out in front of the visitors' dugout. And there's the newest Dodger, Bobby Abreu, recently released by the Angels. So he's now a Dodger and available off the bench today as Ethier swings and misses, strike 3. Well, he's put together a great career. Saw him a little bit, Bob, in spring training. He didn't seem to be moving too well in the outfield, but I don't think they're going to ask him to play a ton of defense. Come off the bench, give you a good at bat.
That's one area of weakness so far this season for the Dodgers. They haven't had a lot of success from their pinch hitters, and they're hoping Bobby Abreu can fill that role and be a spot starter.
Juan Rivera takes ball 1. And Rivera has been better against lefties than righties in his career. His OPS almost 100 points better versus lefties than righties. That one missed outside, 2-0.
Len, is it really a surprise that Andre Ethier is leading the National League in RBI when the number 2 hitter in front of him is getting on base at a 370 clip, and Matt Kemp's on base percentage is 500?
Not surprising at all. RBIs are by and large a function of opportunity. You can drive yourself in, but you'd like to drive in a lot of your teammates. Hard hit ground ball as Stewart will take care of Rivera.
All right, guys, pay attention. Chamberlain College of Nursing is proud to sponsor Nurses Night at the ballpark this Tuesday, May 8th. Don't miss the action as the Cubs battle the Braves at 7:05. The first 10,000 fans will receive a Cubs t-shirt, compliments of Chamberlain College of Nursing. As part of National Nurses Week, make sure to thank a special nurse in your life.
Here's James Loney, the first baseman. He takes a strike. You haven't seen Magic here, have you?
I have not.
I would love to say hi to Magic Johnson.
I'm sure he'd love to say hello to you.
Well, he might. One of my favorite basketball players of all time. And now a part owner of the Dodgers. And Loney's going to bounce out to Barney. Mahallam off to a good start. Only one base runner through 2. Cubs lead 2-0. WGN Radio Cubs Corner, sponsored by Wintrust Community Banks. The next Cubs Corners is coming Tuesday, May 8th at Wildfire in downtown Chicago. Join David DeJesus and Ian Stewart for a live WGN Radio broadcast. Enjoy a great 3-course lunch. It's all for just $55. Tickets are available by calling Wildfire at 312-787-9000 or visiting Cubs.com. In his first 5 outings, Chad Billingsley allowed 2 runs in the first inning total, but matched that in the first inning today as a struggling Darwin Barney's in a 2-0 count. He was hitting .311 through his first 16 games, but he's gone 3 for 25 since. There's a strike, 2-1. Two and two. Soto on deck. And a fly ball to Matt Kemp for out number 1. Here is Soto. Starting to heat up. He homered yesterday, his second of the year. I'm saying the Cubs are lucky in terms of who they face in this series, but they don't have to face Clayton Kershaw. And they also missed Ted Lilly off to an excellent start. They have combined to go 5-0. Lilly with a 1.38 ERA through 4 starts. Kershaw won the Cy Young last year. Swing by Soto, foul tip, 2-2.
Oh, we missed the guys you mentioned. But we get Chris Capuano tomorrow, who's off to a tremendous start this year, and Aaron Harang. I've seen a lot of Aaron Harang in his days as a member of the Cincinnati Reds.
Let's see, can you see all the way through?
Oh, that's pretty good.
I see wax.
Checking his eyes. That's a youth physical today here at Wrigley Field. Children 10 and under get a free physical out in the bleachers.
A.J. Ellis took that foul ball right off the mast. So Marty Foster, as any good umpire would do in that situation, cleans off home plate. Ball 4.
Holland looking for his first sacrifice bunt of the season. A little powwow in the infield there as Jerry Hairston came over from third base. James Loney from first. Quick word with Chad Billingsley, and now Pat Listash with a quick word with Pat Mahal. A lot of quick words going on. To expect a bunt right here, preferably to that first base side. Keep it away from Jerry Hairston at third.
Called strike on a fastball. down the middle, 0-2.
I could see why he took the first one. It looked like it was a little bit away, but that last pitch appeared to be right down the middle of the plate. Little tailing action.
Mullins going to try to bunt with 2 strikes. He swings away and fouls it over the head of the on-deck hitter, DeJesus. Bunted foul for a strikeout.
Still looking for his first sack bunt. Just kind of stabs at this breaking pitch down and out over the plate. Fouls it into the on deck circle. Will go in the scorecard as a strikeout.
Leadoff double and a run for DeJesus in the first inning. Wind continues to howl out of the north. Billingsley comes back on an 0-1. Curveball is outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. I bet it's 15 degrees warmer on the other side of the facade where we're sitting right now. You walked out to the corner of Clark and Addison. I bet it's a good 15 degrees warmer. It's all about the wind direction on a day like this.
We experience that a lot, Len. We sit up here with our very small heaters on, jackets, long johns, gloves. We walk out of the ballpark to go to the parking lot and start peeling it off. Not the long johns, but the jacket.
I was going to say, we're going to have quite a crowd out there later. And some of the guys in the clubhouse got here around 6:30, and they said it was 65 degrees. Two and 1 on DeJesus. Here it is. That'll be a fair ball for DeJesus. And he's going to be held to a long single on an excellent play by Ethier to get it back in quickly. Soto to third. They're at the corners with 2 outs.
A couple of real good at bats already by David DeJesus in this ball game. Even though he's held to a single, I love the way he turned the bag at first base. He was probably a good third of the way to second. Saw that the throw from Andre Ethier was on line and he wasn't going to be able to make it all the way to second base, and does what a good base runner should do. Slam on the brakes, go back to first. Don't assume it's only a single.
Ethier won a Gold Glove last year. Kemp has won a couple of them in center. And Rivera with a good arm and left. Give you $100 if you ever see that move ever again and you don't hear someone yell balk. There's always one.
Oh yeah, not going to happen.
Gordon is going to beat DeJesus to second. He doesn't want to even throw to get Campana out. They leave 2. Cubs 2. Dodgers nothing after 2.
Robbery! Chris Nelson with a nice play at third base for the Colorado Rockies. Got to his feet. His throw was wide. Jerry Hairston Jr. Oh, my goodness. Todd Helton couldn't believe it. Donnie Baseball came out to plead his case with first base umpire Tim Welke to no avail. No help from the other 3 umpires and no instant replay. Hang with him, Jerry.
It was a couple of days ago, and here's the former Cub making his 12th start of the year, 6th at third base. And he takes a strike. On Uribe dealing with an ailing left wrist. Hairston, a really good utility guy. Could play just about anywhere. No pitch. There's a beach ball on the warning track in right center.
You know the Dodgers are in town. That's what the baseball looks like to Matt Kemp.
Jerry Hairston last year hit .385 in 11 postseason games with Milwaukee at 15 hits. And what will he do before the weekend is over, Bob?
Oh, he will pull some rocket line drives foul down that third baseline. As always, he says he's trying to stay inside the ball a little bit more, hit it to the big part of the park, but he can't help himself. With a very quick bat, and if he gets pitches from the inside part of the plate, even off the corner inside, he will jerk hook a foul ball down that left field line.
From Naperville. Dad played for the White Sox. Grandfather Sam became the first African American to play for the White Sox. 4 games in the big leagues. He was a catcher. Uncle Johnny played for the Cubs. 3 games, 1969.
I'll tell you, Jerry's had himself a real nice career. His versatility has almost ensured him a job every year. He's played left field this season. He's played second base, third base. He can play shortstop in a pinch. He still runs very well, a high energy guy. There's always going to be a place on a team for a guy like Jerry Hairston Jr.
Cutter inside, and it's 3-2. With the red hot number 8 hitter A.J. Ellis on deck. Payoff pitch. Well hit. Deep left center. Jerry Hairston gone. A home run. He kept it under the wind. That's his first homer of the season. Boy, if we had given you a list of names of guys who were going to homer today, I don't think he would have been in the top 3.
Like another cutter that worked its way down and in, and Hairston lined it into the bleachers in left center field. That wind is continuing to blow pretty much straight in from left center field. He cut that one right through the wind.
65th homer of his career. And the Dodgers are on the board. Now A.J. Ellis, who's has that 449 on base average, that is good for 4th in the majors coming in. How many 8 hitters are getting on base almost half of their plate appearances? Not too many.
16 walks, placing him 7th in the National League in that category. Not an easy thing to do when you're hitting 8th.
And the 1-2 from Mahalam popped up. Tricky wind today, and LaHare has to make the basket catch and foul ground.
Soto gives way to Brian LaHare, and LaHare has to go 3 more steps to get to the spot. That wind really pushed that ball back toward the backstop. Soto glad for the help from his first baseman on that one.
Home run swing by Billingsley. Slider in there for a strike. 0-2 quickly on Billingsley.
Billingsley 0 for 10 this year with 7 strikeouts at the plate. Pretty good year last year, though. Had 5 extra base hits on the season, 4 doubles and a home run.
Kick in the 0-2. Now 1-2 with Gordon on deck. The wind with some heat. He left it out over the plate. Still 1-2. Time he got him. 2 down.
A great location for that pitch. Started at the very bottom of the strike zone, made it appear like it was going to be in the zone. And then some late movement down and in to get the swinging strike.
Gordon out on a bunt attempt on the first pitch of the game. And everybody around baseball talking about the devastating knee injury for Mariano Rivera. And it happened during batting practice last night. Barney, nice play, and he gets the out. Juan Rivera coming up as the Dodgers get on the board. Hairston with a leadoff homer. It's 2-1 Cubs. Crew, Roger Baird and company, taking care of the surface here at Wrigley Field. Set for the bottom of the third. Starlin Castro knocked in the game's first run with an RBI single in the opening inning. Foul strike on Starlin. So Mariano Rivera's shagging fly balls during BP. Twisted his knee, blew out his ACL. He's 42, so a lot of people wondering, is that it? Could he be done? Well, that would be awful if that's it. For the greatest closer in history. Dale Swain was asked about whether or not it would change, the guidelines for Cubs pitchers during batting practice. He said no. He said, been doing that for years, and he said a lot of guys get their workouts in during batting practice, out chasing down fly balls. The thing is, Bob, you cannot put baseball players in a hermetically sealed envelope and only have them work out from the first pitch to the last pitch. It's just not how it's going to work. See Jason Kipnis from Northbrook, big 3-run homer last night for the Indians, and another injury for the Giants.
It's rare in this game, Len, that an injury to a player will cause everybody else in the game to feel badly for him. I mean, I don't think Mariano Rivera has an enemy in the game.
Yeah, I think you're right. Castro retired by Juan Rivera. Time now as we get a look at the Hall of Famer Tommy Lasorda for our AT&T Mobility question. The Dodgers have the most Cy Young awards of all teams in baseball history. Tommy did not win one, but he managed some. I'm not sure how many actually, but we'll find out. Well, we know Clayton Kershaw won it. Swing by LaHare. I will give you the number 10. Okay.
All right.
What are you leafing through over there?
Just okay.
I want to say Fernando Valenzuela would have been a Cy Young winner, managed by Tommy Lasorda. Sandy Koufax, Don Drysdale,
Oral Hershiser.
Okay, pretty good list. We got about half of them right there. Now, at one time, as LaHare takes a called third, there was only one Cy Young, correct? I think for both leagues, and then eventually they split them up. Yeah, 1967 was the first year they split them between the AL and the NL. The 2 years before that, Koufax won it, 65 and 66. The first Cy Young Award was handed out in 1956, and there was a Dodger who won that one, Don Newcomb. Billingsley has his good curveball working now. 1-1 on Soriano. There was at least one reliever to win the Cy Young as a Dodger.
Mike Marshall.
Okay, at least if Mike Marshall's correct, then it would be another one too. Eric Gagne. Yeah. What a history they've had. Great pitching.
Man, there used to be a certain kind of pitcher that the Dodgers seemed to draft and develop, very similar to the man on the mound today, Chad Billingsley. They all seemed to throw good four-seam fastballs, had an over-the-top delivery, and a curveball for their breaking pitch.
Hooked into the corner and left, fair. And Soriano has 2 hits today.
Well, I'll tell you what, you can't throw it low enough for Fonzie not to like it. That curveball was headed for the dirt. Ellis was going down, getting ready to block it. Managed to get the barrel on that ball, keep it fair down into that left field corner for a 2-out double. He should be a really good golfer.
I've never asked if he
loves
golfs.
those pitches down there below the knees.
He's at second with 2 outs. Here's Stewart. And he takes ball 1. One and one. And I think he went. He did. Confirmed by Eric Cooper down at third.
Close. Pretty close. I think the fact that Ian Stewart had all of his weight or most of his weight out onto the front foot made it appear like that bat was further out there than it really was.
Barney on deck. If Stewart reaches, he'll get a chance here in the third. Cubs got 2 in the first on RBI singles from Castro and Soriano. The Dodgers answered as Hairston hit a leadoff homer in the top of this inning. And there's Hairston, nice backhand play, and he'll get the out at first. He stepped on third, no force play there. 2-1 Cubs after 3 from Wrigley.
Game 3 showdown with the Sixers. Coverage begins at 6:30 with McDonald's Bulls pregame live. Bulls Sixers Game 3 tonight at 6:30. Get the hometown call with Neil Funk and Stacey King only on Comcast Sportsnet.
Key guy, Mark Ellis, because he bats in front of Matt Kemp. Ellis was hit by a 1-2 pitch in the first inning, but then Kemp bounced into a 4-3 inning-ending double play. Bears coach Lovie Smith taking in the ball game.
Look at that hot dog down.
One and two. A little floater that'll be caught by Starlin Castro. Maybe Smith might be writing down some notes. Good wide receiver on that catch. Time now for the Home Depot doing more on defense. We talked a lot about the Cubs positioning.
Barney right on the spot that time. Mahalo tried a kick save on the mound. Fortunately, he came up empty because that ball was headed right toward Darwin Barney in an easy double play.
I think one of the great things about baseball is, looking forward to a series as Kemp hits that one at deep center, but Campana will make the catch. 2 outs. You have a series like this. Now the Dodgers are good. I mean, they have the best record in the league, but when Matt Kemp comes here, I mean, these are appointment at bats when he comes up.
Baseball went through a similar era when certain players came into town. You definitely didn't want to miss any of their at-bats. Matt Kemp is one of those guys right now. Not insinuating anything about how he has gotten to this point, but based on the numbers that he's put up this year, you're absolutely right. You don't go to the refrigerator when Matt Kemp's coming to the plate.
Two and 0 on Andre Ethier. Here it is. 2 and 1. Kind of a hazy day. A lot of fog in the morning. Kind of dissipated, but you see it's rolling back in off that big body of water. That's a strike. You'll probably hear from Cub fans out in the western suburbs. Yeah, it's 78 out here. On the ground, right to Ian Stewart. Little bobble. Does he have time? Yep, got him by a half step. Another good example of positioning. They go down 1-2-3 in the fourth.
tacos from Taco Bell.
Hey fans, next time you want to catch a Cubs game, head to StubHub, where you'll find the seats you want and the freedom to choose where you want to sit. StubHub is the official fan-to-fan ticket marketplace of the Chicago Cubs. For more information, visit Cubs.com/StubHub. Bottom three for the Cubs: Barney, Soto, and Mahalam against Chad Billingsley, who's settled in after a 2-run first inning. And a comebacker base hit. And Barney will be safe at second, and the Dodgers can't believe it. Don Mattingly's going to come out and argue the call by Jeff Kellogg as Darwin Barney hustled his way to an extra base.
That's the very definition of a hustle double. Right out of the batter's box. He's going hard to first base. Ooh. Yep, with one of the better throwing arms in all of baseball.
Oof, he's right. You know what? He got his hand in.
Yeah, he did. He might have jammed that left hand into the bag a little bit. Remember the play in Cincinnati the other day when he was covering first base and got run into and was shaking out that left wrist, left hand area. Once again, bangs it into second base there on that double.
Backhanded by Hairston, and he will get Soto. Hairston's had a really good start to this day, defensively and offensively. One away. Hairston was way in at third, not a typical bunting spot with one out. And that runner already in scoring position. Good smother by A.J. Ellis. One and two. Now we missed outside on a curve. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Bill Swain chatting with Jamie Quirk, Cubs bench coach. Mahalam able to hold up, and now full count with DeJesus, who's already 2 for 2, standing on deck. The 3-2 pitch. We'll do it again.
I had to look at the stat sheet. We've seen Billingsley throw that curveball in the dirt repeatedly in the early going here today. His catcher, A.J. Ellis, has done a nice job of keeping him in front. Billingsley with only 1 wild pitch all season so far. I think a guy that throws as many breaking balls in the dirt as Billingsley does, occasionally they would sneak through. A nice job by his catcher. Keep it in front.
That's a called strike 3. And let's answer today's AT&T Mobility question. We got 10 Dodger Cy Young Award winners. We've named just about all of them, I think. Yeah, we got them all. Newcomb, 1956 with Brooklyn. Bob, did you know that you faced Fernando more than any other pitcher in your career?
Yeah. Kind of got to the major leagues around the same time and being in the same division. Him being a lefty, me being a right-handed hitter, I got more of Fernando than I wanted.
Two outs with Barney at second, and DeJesus takes ball one. Well, you hit .235 and 68 at bats against Fernando, but you did double 6 times. You hit 2 homers off Oral Hershiser. 32 at bats.
Not much else. But, I mean, that's something that's been a constant with the Dodgers as long as I can remember. They've always had good pitching.
Old foul, look out in the Dodger pen.
Boy, David DeJesus is seeing that ball big against Chad Billingsley today. 2 hard hit balls down into the right field corner, pulled that one foul into the Dodgers bullpen. Getting back to the Cy Young list, and Mike Marshall, I think a lot of people would be amazed his 1974 season. He saved 21 ball games. Well, geez, how do you win a Cy Young award saving only 21 games? Well, he pitched in 106. Man. Carried a 2.42 ERA in that 1974 season. 106 appearances.
15 wins, right?
Wow. I think he lost 10 or 12 games.
15 and 12.
Yeah.
Finished 83 games. 208 and a third innings. And didn't start. Can you imagine that? 208 innings. He didn't even start a game.
Holy cow.
Well, he was at 90 plus appearances 3 different times in his career. Billingsley has a sign from his catcher Ellis. They're going to go inside and down on that hard slider. 3-2. And because of the way it's gone, and these two guys, by the way, had not matched up prior to today. I don't think Billingsley's just going to throw him a fastball right down the middle here. He's got first base open. Campana on deck. Here is the 3-2, and he went with a breaking ball, well hit out into deep right center. Kept going after it. He will not get there in time. It hits a warning track. Barney in. DeJesus on his way to third. It'll be a triple. He's a homer away from the cycle through 3 at bats. Double, single, triple. 3-1 Cubs.
Man, David DeJesus is hitting the ball like he knows what's coming. Occasionally you'll face a pitcher and you just see the ball really well right out of his hand. That was a breaking pitch out over the plate and down a little bit. You saw David stumble coming around second, but because Matt Kemp was shading him over toward the gap in left center, he was able to drive that ball to the vines in right center and leg it out for a triple.
What a day he's had already. He's going to get 1 or 2 more shots. Outside 2-0 to Campana. 3-1. Cubs with RBIs today for Castro, Soriano, and DeJesus.
The new Chicago Cubs baseball summer camps offers children ages 5 to 13 of all abilities the ultimate major league experience for 8 one-week sessions in 6 convenient locations around the Chicago area. Join fellow teammates for a week of top-notch baseball instruction, exclusive access, and unforgettable moments. Visit Cubs.com/camps to sign up your future Cub.
3-1 to Campana. Ball 4.
Oh boy. Now the fun starts. Ellis behind the plate has thrown out 5 of 14 runners attempting to steal this season.
It's Rick Honeycutt, the Dodger pitching coach.
Well, it's hard to take away from Starlin Castro's aggressiveness, but he rarely gives Tony Campana much of an opportunity to steal second base. Star likes to hack at that first pitch he sees close to the strike zone.
Now, is that really on the hitter here? Because Campana basically has the green light. Is not going to be given a sign to steal. So you just have to assume, if you're Castro, that he's going to try to go early?
Well, I mean, you know, Starlin Castro is still a very young player. Keep that in mind. But if I'm Starlin Castro, I would rather hit with runners at second and third than first and third. An opportunity to possibly double your RBI total on a season if he could just, you know, just be a little bit more patient in these situations. I mean, even if it means taking a strike in the sequence here.
You can hit with 2 strikes.
Yeah, you've never had any trouble hitting with 2 strikes.
All right, so he takes ball 1. After a 1-0 count this year, he's hitting 400. Ooh. He's still hitting 280 if he takes a strike on that first pitch. He drives that ball out in the left, but it will not carry as Rivera makes a catch. David DeJesus with 3 hits already today. He makes it 3-1 Cubs. Fans the chance to win free food.
Yes.
And if the Cubs get a base hit in the 5th inning, fans with a base hit for Burritos game card win a free entree. Juan Rivera leading off for the Dodgers. He's been battling a hamstring issue lately. Takes a strike right on the outside edge. Paul Maholm in his first 2 starts went 4 innings each time out, gave up 6 runs in each of those starts, but the last 2 times he's allowed just 1 run. Trying to match that again today and beat the Dodgers for the first time in 9 career starts. Hit hard on the ground but foul. Big hit for Bryce Harper last night. Go ahead RBI double in the 6th as the Nationals beat Ian Kennedy. His first loss in 13 starts. Nationals won 2 of 3 from Arizona. It was after they got swept by these Dodgers in LA. Foul tip, strike 3. Cubs are proud to present the first ever social media night at Wrigley Field on Wednesday, May 16th against the Phillies. Your Budweiser bleacher ticket includes a gift bag with a pack of social media baseball cards, often including a player autograph and a pregame panel featuring Bears kicker Robbie Gould. For more info and to purchase tickets, go to Cubs.com/special events. Oh, on the way to Loney. Slider strike. Marlins swept the Giants. 3-2 winner yesterday. Marlins needed that. They went into that series 6 games under 500. Pulled on the ground right to Brian LaHare. 2 away. A little history in St. Louis last night. Pirates beat the Cardinals 6-3. Pirates pitching struck out 17 batters. Elias looked it up. That's the most strikeouts in a 9-inning game by a Pirates staff in modern history.
About that.
Eric Bedard had 11 of those, including 7 in a row at one point. Inside corner on Hairston, who homered to lead off the 3rd. And after that high pitch and laced it into right. So an 0-2 base hit for Hairston.
Like he hit a waste pitch right there.
Yeah.
Paul Maholm just trying to change his eye level with a fastball up and out over the plate, and Gary Hairston tomahawked it into right field for his 2nd hit of the game.
Now Ellis, who fouled out in the 3rd inning. And not in San Francisco, but it kind of looks like it.
You know how I know we're not in San Francisco, Len? I don't smell garlic fries. Man, you can smell it for blocks around that ballpark.
This would be July if it were San Francisco. Line foul.
You'd gladly take a day like this in July in San Francisco.
Been the Jerry Hairston show for the Dodgers. That's been it. It's kind of like Ryan Dempster against Joey Votto yesterday, and gave up very little else. What did we determine? Only one non-Canadian hit against Dempster yesterday.
Yep.
For the Reds. Yeah, the Dodgers do not have a hit from a non-Illinois native today.
Well, we might see Hairston on the move at some point during this at bat by A.J. Ellis. You mentioned earlier, Len, his on-base percentage in that 8th spot. Even if Hairston would happen to get thrown out to end the top half of the 5th inning, you've got a high on-base percentage guy leading off in the 6th with the pitcher hitting behind him.
With that in mind, Mahalam throws over.
Only 2 attempts on the season. Been successful once. He's been caught once.
He'll go now. It's 3-2 with 2 outs.
Giovanni Soto alerting the infielders with 2 outs and a full count that the runner's going to be going. So if Ellis happens to hit a ground ball to the infield, the play is to first base. Just the repetition of the game of baseball. Coaches alerting base runners, watch out for the line drive. Pitchers yelling to pitchers, get over there on a ground ball to the right side of the infield. Alerting the infielders with 2 outs and a 3-2 count. Plays to first base. Over and over and over again. Two outs and a runner at second base. Defensively, knock it down. Even if you can't make a play cleanly, make sure that ball doesn't get through into the outfield. Don't allow that runner from second to score.
Another 3-2 and a roller to Stewart. Over to LaHair, inning over. Halfway home on a Friday afternoon. Cubs lead 3-1. cap. It's the wind is blowing even harder. Coming straight out of the north as Brian LaHare will lead off the Cubs' 5th. And he lines out to Mark Ellis.
Can't guide it, unfortunately. Brian LaHare hits this one right on the button. Right at the Dodgers second baseman.
Soriano extending his hit streak to 8. He is 2 for 2 with an RBI and a double. And ball 1. We talked about Matt Kemp must see at bats. I think David DeJesus has jumped into that category the rest of the way today. He is a home run away from the Cubs' first cycle since Mark Grace in 1993.
Gracie still hasn't caught his breath from the triple.
DeJesus has that one out of the way. He's got the double, the single, the triple. He's looking for his first Cub home run. My guess is he'll just try to hit the ball really hard next time, which he's been doing all day, as Soriano takes a 1-out walk.
What a day. Pledge your allegiance to the Cubs by becoming a member of the Cubs Club, the official fan club of the Chicago Cubs. Members will enjoy exclusive perks, experiences, and merchandise throughout the 2012 Cubs season. There's never been a better time to join, rejoin, or give a fellow Cubs fan the gift of a Cubs Club membership. To join today, visit Cubs.com.
Want to know on Stewart. We're back with you tomorrow. Game time is noon here on CSN. Wrap up the series on Sunday, and then the Atlanta Braves come in Monday through Wednesday.
Tough. Work yourself into a good hitter's count against a tough pitcher. And a pitch like that called strike one, that's not right.
Another 2-2.
Ball four.
In the dirt, 3-2. Well, the infamous ball that rolled through Bill Buckner's legs in the 1986 World Series has been auctioned off. Now, the owner who auctioned it off is actually a guy you've met, Seth Swirsky, a singer-songwriter in L.A. and great memorabilia collector. As Stewart taps that foul, and Seth actually did the anthem here at Wrigley last year. Great guy in L.A. I think he bought the ball from Charlie Sheen. Let's see, $64,000 in 2000. Okay, it auctioned today for $418,250. That's a pretty good investment.
Cha-ching!
So Seth's buying dinner next time we see him.
I think he'd be interested in buying the ball that Matt Garza threw in the stands with 2 outs in the 9th.
Soriano goes, and this will be a 6-3 double play. Cubs lead 3-1 at the end of 5.
Writers Bill Rogers and Chris Cook join host Dave Kaplan to discuss the day's hottest sports topics and set the table for the night ahead. Chicago Tribune Live presented by Captain Morgan tonight after Horseshoe Casino postgame live on Comcast Sportsnet. Fans' best friend.
Dodgers batting in the 6th. Cubs leading 3-1. Two strikes on the starting pitcher, Chad Billingsley. Both starters still in there. A ground ball to Ian Stewart, who's been busy.
And you know that going in, Len, with a left-handed pitcher on the mound that doesn't throw particularly hard. He relies a lot on the cut fastball and changing speeds. You know, as an infielder on that left side, you're going to be busy when Paul Maholm's on the mound. He's done a nice job of keeping this guy off the bases so far today. Gordon has been a stolen base machine. In 09 in A-ball, he stole 73. Next year in Double-A, he stole 53. And last year at 3 different levels, including here at the major league level, stole 56 bases.
He didn't play baseball until his senior year. In high school, and Maholm is down and Gordon is on. And here comes Mark O'Neill and Dale Swain. Oh, man. Got back up on his feet quickly, but hasn't really moved. Oh, he's trying to walk it off.
Looking at that right knee, right shin area. Oh, man. Near the knee. Yeah, Paul Maholm is in pretty good fielding position. That ball was just hit so hard he didn't have enough time to react. Give him a few warm-up tosses to see how it reacts.
Well, this is the usual song and dance where the player, in this case the starting pitcher, tells the trainer and the manager, I'm fine. And it's Mark O'Neill and Dale Swaim's job to figure out if they believe him or not. And they believe him for the time being.
Well, he threw the first warm-up pitch and didn't put very much weight on that front leg as he came down. Really swung the left leg around to kind of catch himself, and Mark O'Neill told him, let me see you make a normal delivery. And apparently on the second one, it was good enough to convince the trainer and the manager that he could stay in this ball game.
They will keep a close eye, however, on him and his mechanics here after the infield single by Gordon. But he is on for the first time today. Here's Mark Ellis, and that one almost got him. He was hit by a pitch in the first inning, this time squaring to bunt, and had to scamper out of the way.
Well, and obviously you're concerned about the area where he got hit with that screamer, but if he starts to land differently, it could put a lot of strain on his shoulder and his elbow and cause some serious damage.
There it goes, and Gordon is safe as Castro had to field that one-hop throw. Glove went up and Gordon got in underneath, and he just passed Starlin Castro with his 11th stolen base.
Tough pitch for Gio to handle. Had to reach back to the inside part of the plate against a right-handed hitter, and apparently didn't get seams on that because he had a lot of sink on that throw to second base. Nice play by Starlin to keep it out of center field. I see you, partner. I already did it last half inning.
The heater's out.
Looking for the heaters. It has dropped probably 10 or 12 degrees here just in the last 15 minutes or so. See a lot of people in the stands that came to the ballpark in shorts and t-shirts.
Yeah, 52 degrees when we started. We're not being critical, though. We misjudge it all the time. Really hard to figure out just what it's going to be like with a wind. That'll be foul.
I imagine some of the players are scampering up to the clubhouse right now to get some long sleeves. A lot of guys this morning for batting practice were in their short sleeve BP tops. It was very comfortable. The sun was shining. Wind was very gently blowing in from left center field. But as the afternoon has gone on, the sun has disappeared. The fog has come in, and the wind is howling straight in from left.
3-2 now. Mahalam has not walked anybody, but he has gone full with Matt Kemp on deck. Sean Camp getting ready quickly in the Cubs bullpen because of what happened earlier in this inning. Dale Swaim might think about making a move here if Mahalam can't get Ellis. Big 3-2. Castro will throw it first, 2 outs.
Conventional wisdom is you don't intentionally walk the tying or go ahead run in a ball game. But, Kemp is not your conventional hitter. The left-handed hitting Andre Ethier in the on-deck circle. I would assume that Mahalam will pitch him carefully from this point forward ahead in the count. Maybe try to get Kemp to chase.
Won the Hank Aaron Award last year, top hitter in the National League. Missed out on the MVP as Ryan Braun won it. Swing and a miss, 1-2. Led the NL in homers, RBIs, and runs last year. Third in batting average. He almost won the Triple Crown.
Paul Maholm calling his catcher Giovanni Soto out to the mound. He wants to make sure exactly what they're going to do. Not only on this 2-2 pitch, but if it happens to go 3-2, what do you want to do to finish him off here? That's a good idea with the runner at second base. Just in case D. Gordon is relaying location or pitch selection to the hitter. That Kemp doesn't need any more help.
With a slide step curveball, 3-2.
Real nice walk that time by Gio. Just smothered that breaking pitch in the dirt.
Called strike 3. Kemp knew it. And that ends the inning. He's 0 for 3, and he's made 4 outs today. Still 3-1.
Leading off the 4th inning, hit what appeared to be a single into center field, but never stopped around first base, into second on his belly. A great slide to avoid the Mark Ellis tag at second base, and he later came around to score on the David DeJesus triple.
First pitch swinging, Darwin Barney, and Kemp will make the catch. James Russell cranking it up in the bullpen. And now with Soto coming up, we'll probably see a pinch hitter for Maholm. We have another quality start today. 6 innings, 1 run. Let's hope that leg is all right.
Boy, against what has been a really good offense so far in the early going this season. Outstanding performance by Paul Maholm, if indeed he is done.
Joel Mather is coming into the on-deck circle, which makes you happy. With the Leave It to Beaver matchup possibly coming up, Billingsley and Mather.
Oh, that's too funny.
backhanded by Gordon. And Loney stayed on the base. Here's Mather. Is there a Beaumont in the house? Or a Dow or an Osmond?
Ward. Darrell Ward, former Cub. Oh, what a great at bat by Joe Mather in the ball game in Cincinnati yesterday. And battled, fouled off some tough pitches, ended up hitting a double.
You can give me the name of the actor who played Larry Mondello. I'd be impressed. Robert Rusty Stevens.
Never would have got that. How about Lumpy?
Let me find Lumpy. Fly ball, well hit to right. This ball back toward the wall. Gone. Joe Mather with his second homer of the season, 4-1.
Back-to-back days of tremendous pinch hit at bats for Joe Mather. A double yesterday and an opposite field home run today. A stalling tactic here by Ellis, going out to the mound to talk to Billingsley. I don't think there's any way Don Mattingly lets Billingsley face DeJesus one more time in this game. DeJesus has hit him hard 3 times. Well, here we go.
11th career homer for Mather. Let's see if DeJesus can follow that up. With a double, a single, and a triple already today. Cubs have homered in 5 consecutive games. One slider, and it's 1-2. Mark Grace on May 9th, 1993. Last Cub to hit for the second. 2-2. Full count, 3-2. It's Campana waiting on deck. Keeps coming up with DeJesus on base. Got him that time on a strikeout. But Joe Mather got him. An opposite field home run off the bench, and the Cubs lead 4-1 at the end of 6. Mendoza heads to the mound as this showdown with the NL West best Dodgers continues from the friendly confines. We kick off our coverage at 11:30 with Subaru Cubs pregame live. Cubs and Dodgers tomorrow at 11:30 only on your home for Cubs baseball, Comcast Sportsnet. Fans' best friend. James Russell is on here in the 7th. We've got a couple of lefties in the inning. In Ethier and Loney. So in a save spot today would likely be Rafael Dolis. There's a flare. And Campana lays out, can't get it. Backed up on the play by DeJesus. It's a bloop double for Andre Ethier. Looked like a sure hit off the bat, but then you take into consideration Campana's speed, and he almost caught it.
I think the wind really worked against Tony on this little floater into center field. Got a good jump coming straight in. But that wind just continued to push it further and further away. Nice effort, just comes up a little bit short.
There's Rivera. A ground out and a strikeout. Rick Monday, former Cub, current Dodger broadcaster, and the first ever draft pick in the history of the draft. 1965. He will conduct the 7th inning stretch coming up. One and one.
Well, just one more tip of the cap to Paul Mulholland for the job he did starting this ball game against the Dodgers today. His second consecutive start without issuing a base on balls. Gave up only 3 hits in his 6 innings of work.
Two and one on Rivera. High fly ball out into left center. And it's Soriano to make the catch. That's the first out. Bob, as you look at the current Cubs bullpen, at this point, if this score remains the same, you probably won't see Carlos Marmol. I think Dale would probably prefer to give him a day off, at least with a late close lead. He's already said he will not use him in a closing situation. You got Kerry Wood coming back from the disabled list. He has not yet pitched. He was activated yesterday. You have a Rule 5 pick, Lendy Castillo, who hasn't pitched in a while. So at the moment, there aren't a ton of options for Dale Swaim, and that's why, you know, we talk often about when your closer struggles, it really does affect everybody else in your bullpen. In fact, Don Mattingly knows very well about that, as Juan Uribe is going to hit for Loney. Javi Guerra, their closer, got off to a slow start, and Mattingly stuck with him, mainly because the Dodgers have been winning. And there's a called strike. Uribe dealing with a sore left wrist. Played inside.
I think in Carlos Marmol's case, you know, he struggled to find the strike zone as the closer, and unless his mechanics are improved, he's going to struggle to find the strike zone whatever role you put him in. It's a hard thing to do when you've had success doing it one way, but his arm is never in the same slot 2 pitches in a row. He'll throw one nasty slider, and then the next one will just spin, not take the break. Appears he's afraid to throw his fastball in key situations, but I think it all gets back to his delivery, his mechanics on the mound. Needs to find a way to be more consistent with his release point, and thus will be more consistent with his location. Because we know when he is in the right arm slot and his mechanics are good, he can be one of the best in the game.
Yep. Rough year for Uribe last year after signing a 3-year free agent contract. Dealt with some injuries. Ended up having sports hernia surgery in September. He keeps hitting foul balls back to the screen. Still 2-2. Ball to Barney, and as he backs up and throws to LaHair, 2 outs. Ethier advances to third. Hairston with a homer, a single, and has played good defense. He takes a strike. He planned to pull in terms of ground balls. 1-1.
You know, partner, we're not in the habit of predicting the abilities of our 7th inning stretch guest singers, but I have a feeling Rick Monday is going to be a good singer.
I agree. Rick Monday is singing on a Friday, but I don't think that'll bother him too much.
Well, it wouldn't have done much good to come sing on Monday. There wouldn't have been anybody here.
One and two on Hairston. Here's a pitch. Slicing and down. And it's going to roll for a while. Hairston around second. And he slides in with a triple. So now Hairston's a double away from the cycle. And it's 4-2. And remember, his brother Scott has already hit for the cycle this season.
Very good. Another pitch up and out over the plate. Single to right field back in that 5th inning on a very similar fastball up and out of the zone away. This time he sends it all the way down into the right field corner.
And it'll be Sean Camp against A.J. Ellis. It's the Honda call to the pen. Cubs lead 4-2 in the 7th. who's only walked 2 batters in almost 14 innings, will face a guy with a very good eye at the plate, A.J. Ellis. Runner at third, a run in, 4-2, the Cubs with the lead. Bobby Abreu, just signed by the Dodgers, is on deck to hit for Billingsley. Here we go. Missed the outside corner. 1 ball, no strikes. Two 2-0.
Giovanni Soto tried to call timeout before that last delivery by Sean Kemp. Looked like he had something in his eye, but umpires won't grant timeout to a hitter if he feels the pitcher's too far into his delivery, and apparently he won't grant it to a catcher either. A little dust in his eye right there. The wind, as we mentioned, really kicking up here at Wrigley Field. Blink fast, Gio. Well, that's a scary feeling with a runner at third base.
And outside for ball 4. We'll now see the Dodger debut of Bobby Abreu. Officially signed this morning. Recently released by the Angels. In his prime, I would call him one of the most underrated players in baseball. I mean, every year he played over 150 games. He stole bases. He took a ton of walks. And his career on base percentage, and we're talking almost 9,700 plate appearances, 397. Camp has yet to throw a strike. He's missed on 5 in a row. Here comes Chris Bosio. You know, Bob, Abreu, his numbers really over the last 3 years or so have gone down every year. But I kind of look at Jason Giambi. You know, certainly nowhere near the guy he was and doesn't play that much. But I think coming off the bench to give you a good, patient at bat, center the ball in one zone, he could still be a pretty dangerous guy. This is a role he wants to be in for a while.
I'm sure he would say it's because of a lack of playing time, but he doesn't look to be in peak physical condition right now. If he can swing that bat, he might find his way into the lineup.
It's 38. Takes a strike. Bronx cheer here in Wrigleyville. First strike thrown by Camp. Waited back, and that breaking ball was way late on the swing. 1-2.
Yeah, recognized it, but recognized it late. And by the time he pulls the trigger, the ball is past the hitting area into the mid of Giovanni Soto.
This is his first appearance in a game since April 25th. Called 3. Camp gets out of it. They get 1. That's it. Time for the Captain Morgan 7th inning stretch.
Ball game. Former Cub Rick Monday.
Hello, Chicago. Let's hear you. A 1, a 2, a 3. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack. I don't care if I ever get back, for it's root for the. They don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. Hey, hey!
Scott Elbert now pitching. That's the main one. And strike 1 on Tony Campana. And great to have our good friend Rick Monday with us in the booth. I'll tell you, if Johnny Cash were still alive today, that was very nice.
No, it wasn't. And there's a
I liked it. I liked it.
Yeah, but you like the weather too. But it's one of those. It's good to see you guys.
Great to see you, Rick.
Where's this club that we've been hearing about that has difficulty maybe scoring some runs?
Well, it has been a little better here the last couple of weeks after a slow start. And you guys today saw Paul Mahalam at his best as well. He has had 3 really good ones in a row.
What I liked about Mahalam is he just changed his speeds and moved the ball around until he took that line drive off the leg, and then it became a different issue. And whether or not his leg tightened up, Bobby, one of the things that happened in the first couple of warm-up tosses that he made, he was not real fluid in the release.
Right. And then you get concerned with maybe putting some strain on his shoulder, his elbow, and not so much the bruise itself on the leg, but what effect is that having on his throwing arm?
Campana stays alive.
Well, you must have been having some fun early this season watching Mr. Kemp.
Well, and it's still having fun, and we've seen a lot of good players throughout Major League Baseball. He was the runner-up to the MVP last year. He's dedicated himself. He doesn't want to be just a good player. He wants to be one of the best players. And how do you do that? Well, it's not by reading the press clippings. And he works extremely hard. You know, we have a chance to see these ball players 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the afternoon for a 7 o'clock game. And Matt Kemp is right there, and he's working on things. But, Bobby, he's got such terrific power. He doesn't have to pull the ball. He goes the opposite way. Only one of his home runs has really been to left field so far.
2-2. And another foul by Campana.
Well, we know how tough it is to hit home runs at Dodger Stadium at night, and I know some of his have gone to dead center field, and man, that's impressive.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, and we're seeing ball clubs. I mean, you guys, Mahalam to begin with, one of the few guys that has really pitched him inside. We've seen a lot of clubs that have tried to go away, and he continues to hit it the other way with some authority.
Full count. trying to figure out, Rick, who's faster, Tony Campana or D. Gordon.
Well, I don't know, but it would be a good race to watch, and I want to make sure we all get a good seat when that takes place.
And ball 4. There's a chance here for Campana to run. Well, the Dodgers under new ownership, and it looked like you had President and CEO Stan Kasten in your booth.
We had Stan
today
with us. It's kind of an interesting story. As Bobby, I know you were talking with Stan on the field a little bit earlier today, but it's one of those things. Stan works the room. He cannot sit still. And this has been a 6-month-long process, and it's only as of last Wednesday that Stan can talk about this entire process. And he said that was the hardest part of this entire deal, remaining silent about the group that was trying to get together, purchase the ball club. And when they talked about tradition and they talked about development, you keep in mind that that's exactly what Kasten did.
Campana, good jump, but he is out. A.J. Ellis has had quite a year back there, and he gets one of the fastest guys in the league. That's the 3rd time Campana's been caught in his entire career.
Yeah, Ellis gets rid of it in a hurry. He's worked with Steve Yeager really on the footwork and the release, and a good throw by Ellis. But talking about Kasten, he had that such great track record, the 14 consecutive pennants with the Atlanta Braves, and that was over development, it was over scouting, it was over international relations, and now, in fact, there's quite a few members of the ownership group with the Dodgers that are currently here in this ballpark, and they're kind of scattered around a little bit.
0-2 to Castro. It almost got his back foot.
Can I take a moment and say something?
Of course.
For me, it is always wonderful to come back into this ballpark. I called Chicago home for 5 years, and both of my children were born here in this town. It is a great town to play in. It's a great town to live in. And when you are involved in sports, this can be considered kind of the mecca of sports. But there's so many great memories and still friends you come in here. There's something special about coming to this ballpark, beginning to see the vendors arrive and the people lining up, and the entire Wrigleyville area begin to breathe, to inhale and exhale, and then there's a ball game. This is just a terrific venue.
And the only day game in baseball when Cubs host a Friday game here. You can enjoy a nice meal in downtown Chicago while the rest of baseball is working. And you're right, there's no place quite like it, Rick.
And you also have to accept the challenge that if you're playing day games, you realize that, that Neon League can really beat you up even more so than the National League if you're not really cognizant of that fact.
Yeah. We were kind of hoping that you guys were here for the off day yesterday. We were kind of hoping maybe you took some of the boys out and showed them the city.
Gordon just slowed that ball down. It'll be a hit for Castro. A 1-out single. Speaking of old friends, we paid homage to the late Jack Brickhouse. A little hey at the end of the 7th inning stretch. And we sit here in a booth Harry Carey made famous, and all the games on back when you were a Cub, and they were all day games here at Wrigley Field. Well, nothing under the lights.
It's kind of funny because my broadcast partner on the radio side, Charlie Steiner, asked me a minute ago. He said, "Well, you were here, you played all day games, didn't you?" I said, "Yeah, night games are a little difficult to play here because you couldn't see the ball real well. There were no lights."
I'm sure you played a few, though, those late afternoon starts that got right up against dusk.
You know where you could tell the difference? You've been down in the dugout, Bob, and you understand. When you can look out in center field, and in that day game, it was prior to the lights, when you could begin to read the menu on the signs out in the concession area in center field, you knew it was getting real dark, and you always were hoping it was part of the lineup that did not include you at the moment.
Yeah, my memories, Rick, were seeing big Lee Arthur Smith mosey down to that bullpen in the 7th or 8th inning, and it just kept getting darker and darker. And,
as the shadows went out,
you look at the lineup
farther.
card and you start counting ahead. Oh man, I'm going to get him in the 9th. Lee would go out there to the mound just firing BBs in the dusk.
But when you can look out into center field or into the either one of the bleacher areas, and you could see very well and distinctly the illumination of an exit sign, and it was a day game. It was not a real good indication that it was going to be an offensive threat.
1-2 on LaHare. You had such an interesting career, Rick. The first ever draft pick in the first ever draft in 1965. You saved the American flag as a Cub at Dodger Stadium. You hit the big home run in Montreal in Game 5 of the 1981 NLCS, but this is one everybody keeps coming back to.
Well, it was a Sunday afternoon, and these two people ran on the field and began to douse the flag with lighter fluid. It angered me, and I figured, okay, the match blew the first, or the wind blew the first match out. They could not light it without having it, and took it away. They threw the can of lighter fluid at me, but that very flag, my wife Barbara Lee and I have been able to take it around the country, and we've raised hundreds of thousands of dollars for military families, for military charities. In fact, we're going to have a meeting with the Cubs about some way to figure out to do it. The flag has not been back to Wrigley Field since the day I was presented with the flag, roughly a month after the event took place and the court case took place. So something that we are talking about, and we feel very proud about the fact that we take something that represents, it's a symbol of our freedoms and our rights in this great country of ours, and to take this flag around and to be able to raise some good charitable money and put it to the right place.
April 25th, 1976, and you were in the Marine Corps Reserves too, so I know it's very important to you. There's a base hit as LaHare keeps his hitting streak alive. He's 1 for 4.
I joked about one of the reasons it was also incentive to pick that flag up. I did not want any of my drill instructors from boot camp in the Marine Corps to knock on my door and say, let me ask you a question. Why did you allow those two people to burn the symbol of our country? I did not want that at all.
Yeah, absolutely. Here comes Don Mattingly, and he is going to make a change. So we'll have the Honda call to the pen. Rick, we know you're also working today, so we'll let you get back to Charlie Steiner in the radio booth. Here comes Todd Coffey.
And let's hope the parachute deploys. Thanks, gentlemen.
Thanks, Rick. And you see Todd Coffey hasn't pitched a whole lot. That's because he spent some time on the DL, had some right knee inflammation. Missed the back half of April. And he'll come in with 2 men on and 1 out and face Alfonso Soriano. Thanks to Rick Monday for reminiscing with us. Soriano's had a good day. A single, a double, a walk, and an RBI. Kick and the 0-1 in the dirt outside.
And you mentioned Bobby Abreu recently signed from the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim and still wearing the red glove out there. Let's take care of that. I'm sure he'll have a blue one next time we see the Dodgers.
Yeah, that worked with the Phillies for a long time too. One and two. Kerry Wood is going to pitch the 8th. This will be his return from the DL. And Castro takes off for third. LaHair wasn't running from first. 11th steal of the year for Castro. Well, that's big now with only one out. Let's see if Soriano can put a ball in play. Preferably a fly ball to the outfield. Stay out of that double play.
Not really a walking lead like you would like to see in a stolen base attempt at third, but fortunately the Todd Coffey delivery was in the dirt. Ellis had no chance to throw to third.
Left field and fair. Castro in. LaHair coming around third. He's going to be held by Pat Listash, and Soriano has a 3-for-3 day. It's 5-2.
A great day by Alfonso Soriano. Once again, a pitch down in the zone, out over the plate. He hooks it back into that left field corner. I thought Pat Listash might try to send Brian LaHair, given the fact that you mentioned earlier, Bobby Abreu hasn't played in a long time. And now Ian Stewart will be walked intentionally to get to Darwin Varney. But his throw back to the infield on one hop to D. Gordon was a pretty good one. It probably would have been an out at home plate had Pat Listash sent LaHair.
There is ball 4. Our AT&T U-verse multi-view. Bases packed for Darwin Varney. Add-on runs right now are really important for this team with the uncertain situation at the back end of the bullpen. Called strike. That'll be foul. Well, he hit that ball off the handle, which created that English sending the ball toward foul territory, but just couldn't keep it fair past the bag.
That ball jammed him badly, almost knocked him back out of the batter's box, but just foul down that first baseline. That would have been a thing of beauty. Hit well into fair territory. Dave McKay was going to argue initially, but I think even he realized that that ball was foul as it crossed the bag.
Two. It's low. Coffey has a sign from Ellis. Here's his 1-2 to Barney.
With that wind continuing to howl in from left field, Bobby Abreu is really playing deep in left field. Maybe it's because of a lack of playing time recently. He wants to give himself a little extra room, but he's not far from the warning track out there in left field.
Two walks, 3 hits, a stolen base, and a run in the 7th. With another 1-2 pitch, another foul.
Good battle here. Darwin Barney forcing Coffey to throw a number of pitches here in a 1-2 count. Eventually he's going to get hungry out
there. And Barney swung at that pitch off the plate inside, could not make contact. He was kind of half getting out of the way, half swinging.
You get into swing mode in a 2-strike count, and Darwin Barney was fouling off everything Coffey threw up there. Very nearly hit by that last pitch, but just couldn't check his swing. And you're right, he starts the bat and realizes, man, that might get me in the back leg. And in an effort to get out of the way, the bat comes through the hitting zone for strike 3.
Fielders will move back with 2 outs. Soto has walked and grounded out twice. Pitch that missed. 2-0.
Gio 3 for 5 lifetime against Todd Coffey. Also drawn a base on balls.
There's a strike. Johnson is on deck in the pitcher's spot. Three and one with the bases loaded. Here it is. Fouled it off his foot. Hey, we want to give a shout out to Leah Collier here for her bachelorette party today. Hopefully she and her bachelorette party friends dressed for the occasion. She's getting married on June 2nd. And she's here with her family and friends and her daughter Adair, to whom she gave a kidney in 2010. We got a great note from Leah's sister, Melissa Stanley, who calls her sister a hero. So congrats to Leah. And again, we hope they're warm enough. Runners will go on this 3-2 pitch. Ball comes right back up and hits Soto. What is it about these catchers, even at the plate? They get hit by foul balls.
Yeah, they're just like leather magnets. Back of the left thigh, fortunately. Good chance to clean them off right here. A well-placed hit. Everybody on the move on the 3-2 pitch.
High fly ball, deep center. Kemp with that wind pushing it toward right center. Makes a catch. They leave them loaded. They do get one, though. It's 5-2.
Coming up tonight at 6, the Bulls Sixers preview. And of course, you know by now the Cubs demote Carlos Marmol from his closer role. Join Chris Bowden for Sportsnet Central, presented by AT&T Uverse. Tonight at 6, only on Comcast Sportsnet, fans' best friend.
Here's Kerry Wood. This is his first appearance since coming off the disabled list yesterday. A simulated game in Philadelphia earlier this week. Coming back from shoulder fatigue. And this will be his first appearance since April 13th. That was in St. Louis. And it's the top of the order now for the Dodgers, starting with D. Gordon. Cubs lead by 3 in the 8th, and a fastball buzzing at 95 miles an hour for a strike. Hard hit ground ball, backhanded neatly by Barney, gets rid of it quickly. Gordon's out. Tickets are still available for the 2012 Cubs season, including this next series against the Braves beginning Monday night here at Wrigley Field. To purchase tickets, visit Cubs.com, call 1-800-THE-CUBS, or visit the Wrigley Field box office. One and 0 on Mark Ellis. Saw Ronald Belisario up in the Dodger pen, just activated off the suspended list. He has not pitched in the big leagues since 2010. We talked about Matt Kemp and Brian LaHair going into this matchup today, and it's been the David DeJesus, Jerry Hairston Jr. show. Both guys a hit away from the cycle. DeJesus will get at least one more at bat. Hairston is not guaranteed one more plate appearance, but could get another opportunity depending on if the guys in front of him can get on. DeJesus needs a homer, Hairston a double. Full count, 3-2. Matt Kemp on deck. And he walked him. Tricky thing about the Cubs bullpen, with Wood returning from the DL yesterday, Scott Maine, the Cubs' second left-hander, was optioned back to AAA Iowa. So James Russell, the only lefty in the pen, and he already pitched in the seventh. So Dale will not and cannot match up with Ethier on deck after Kemp. This eighth inning is Kerry Woods. Nobody up in the Cubs bullpen. 1-0 on Kemp. Ellis takes off and Kemp swings and misses. Stolen base for Mark Ellis.
The Dodgers haven't run a lot this year, with the exception of D. Gordon, the shortstop, who I mentioned earlier, has now 11 stolen bases on the season. Matt Kemp stolen 2, been caught 3 times. Everybody else 1 or 2 attempts.
Called strike 2.
Matt Kemp having words with Marty Foster behind home plate, but doing it in a way so not to draw attention to the fact he's getting on the home plate umpire. Was looking straight down, acted like he was digging in the dirt in that right-handed batter's box, but got his say in.
Well, he's gone 0 for 3 today, but you can just tell by his at-bats. I mean, he's seeing the ball really well.
Woody tries to go up the ladder with a high fastball right here. Kemp with that quick bat, able just to get a piece of the 95-mile-an-hour heater to stay alive.
Michael Bowden just got up. Still playing catch in the bullpen. Three and two.
Nice stop, Gio. At this point in his career, Kerry Wood is mostly four-seam fastball and cutters, but he wanted to throw that curveball. Really pulled it over in the left-handed batter's box. Look, a nice play by Giovanni Soto to keep that one from going to the bricks.
Two to Kemp. A high fly ball to right. DeJesus back on the warning track, and it's going to be off the wall. And Kemp's going to make his way all the way to third. It's a run-scoring triple, and the tying run will come to the plate in Andre Ethier. It's the only part of the ballpark where the wind actually helps a hitter, with the wind pushing everything toward that right field corner.
Up and out over the plate. We heard Rick Monday talk about Matt Kemp when he was in the booth just an inning ago, saying he doesn't have to pull the ball to be effective, and he proves it right here. He bangs this one about 3/4 of the way up the vines in straightaway right, and with his great speed ends up with a standing triple.
So 26 knocked in for Kemp. He's one back of the major league leader, who's standing at the plate.
The possibility of two players hitting for the cycle in the same game never happened before.
That's right, yeah.
I wouldn't expect it to, but there's actually only been one day in Major League Baseball history where two players hit for the cycle. September 17th, 1920, Bobby Leach for the Detroit Tigers and George Burns for the New York Giants.
George Burns hit for the cycle. Huh?
That's right, Gracie.
Two and one. Fly ball out to center. Kemp's going to tag and should be able to score easily with his speed, and a good throw by Campana. Kemp slides in to make it 5-4 on a sac fly by Ethier. Now the base is empty with 2 outs. Well, Tony not known for his arm, but it was a pretty good effort.
I didn't think he had any shot at all at Kemp right there, and gets the ball there just a tick late. Tough hop for Gio to handle. And the wide slide by Matt Kemp pulls the Dodgers within one.
So a 2-run eighth, and the Dodgers are within one. Juan Rivera with the bases empty, 2 outs. He's 0 for 3. And he pops into shallow right. De Jesus has it. David will hit second in the bottom of the 8th. Cubs lead 5-4. Game. And here's something we used to see a lot more, and the only way a manager now can do it, have a pitcher warm up for the next inning and take him out before the first pitch, is either an injury or the other team pinch hits. Well, Reed Johnson was going to pinch hit, so Todd Coffey comes out, and it'll be the Honda call to the pen. Talk about the new Dodger pitcher when we come back. Right-hander Josh Lindblom, a product of Purdue University from Lafayette, Indiana.
is on. He tweeted before the game, "Awesome feeling walking into Wrigley Field after coming here as a kid and watching games. Dreams do come true." So here he is facing pinch hitter Reed Johnson, a former LA Dodger. Lindblom, a second-round pick out of Purdue in 2008. Also went to the University of Tennessee. The sliders in there, 1-1.
Lindblom throws 4 pitches, fastball, slider, curve, changeup, but most heavily relies on the fastball, and the slider will sparingly use the other 2 pitches.
Swing and a miss. Strike 3.
His average fastball around 93 miles per hour this year elevates that one up and out of the strike zone, and it's Reed Johnson to chase for strike 3.
Here's David DeJesus. Double, single, triple in his first 3 at bats before striking out in the 6th. Rafael Dolis getting ready for a save opportunity in the 9th. He has 1 career save. It was a 2-inning save. This would be his first chance going into the 9th in a closing type situation. He did a great job to escape the 9th yesterday, and it was bases loaded, nobody out, and gave up just 1 inherited run, which meant he actually blew the save. And then the problem in the 10th was a throwing error he made, as the Reds eventually scored a run on a sac fly by Scott Rowland. 1-2 on DeJesus. Depending on the matchups, as we said, James Russell, who pitched in the 7th today, will get some opportunities. Well, he'll get some good advice from his dad, Jeff, longtime big league closer. Two and two. Held up 3-2.
Now, if he's going to hit a home run, as we saw with Matt Kemp's drive to right field, it's going to have to be from the well area around to the right field foul pole. That wind is just going to knock everything else down. Or inside the Parker.
There's ball 4. Campana has reached twice on walks. He was caught stealing in the 7th. First time this year, and again the 3rd time since his big league career started last season. And he pops up the bunt. Foul ground caught by Ellis. Two down. I'll tell you, I like A.J. Ellis. He's quick back there. He's got a good throwing arm. We've talked about his offense.
Hey, very athletic catcher. It's something you don't often say, but quick feet, moves well behind the dish. We saw him block a lot of those Chad Billingsley curveballs in the dirt.
We haven't seen a lot of A.J. Ellis, but what we've seen today has been impressive. This guy's always impressive. 2 more hits today for Castro. An RBI, a steal, 2 runs. Looking ahead for the Dodgers, they'll have a pinch hitter, Jerry Hairston, who's 3 for 3, and A.J. Ellis in the top of the 9th. And they've got a couple of options from the left side. Tony Gwynn Jr. and veteran Adam Kennedy in that pinch hitting role. Make that a souvenir.
Rafael Dolis got up to throw in the Cubs bullpen, and this inning is just dragged on and on and on here. He's just kind of standing out there. He's ready to go.
He couldn't get the high heat, so Lindblom with a scoreless 8. So the rookie Dolis coming in as a Cubs closer today. 5-4 Cubs. Cubs.com. Browse the largest online selection of authentic team gear, including official caps, t-shirts, jerseys, collectibles, and more. Get your team gear straight from the source. Shop the Cubs.com shop. Well, Rafael Dolis got his first major league win on the last homestand against St. Louis on April 23rd. He got his first career save at Philadelphia. 4 days later, it was a 2-inning save. And as we mentioned, he took the loss yesterday.
17 saves in Double-A Tennessee last year before his recall here to the major league level with the Cubs.
Tony Gwynn Jr. takes ball one. He's pinch hitting in the pitcher's spot. Son of a Hall of Famer, Tony Gwynn Sr. And a 1-0 inside corner. Anthony Keith Jr.
Dolis has very little wasted motion in his delivery. Not much of a leg kick, just kind of falls toward home plate. Gets that right arm out behind his body and then drives that heavy sinker to home plate.
Lined to Barney. One away. Our GMC player of the game, Cubs leadoff man David DeJesus, who was all over Chad Billingsley today. First 3 at bats, a double, a single, and an RBI triple.
Honorable mention to Paul Maholm for his job on the mound today, but for a ball club that's been starving for offense and runs, got to go with David DeJesus today.
Another guy just shy of a cycle is Jerry Hairston, a homer, a single, and a triple already. How many brothers have both hit for the cycle in a career, let alone the same season? We mentioned his brother Scott with the Mets has already hit for the cycle this season. That was on April 27th at Coors Field. He's going to get a double here. In fact, he's not going to get on as LaHare digs it out, saves Ian Stewart there. 2 down.
It would be a pretty routine play, but Brian LaHare's got to dig that throw out over there at first. Fortunately, a nice short hop just smothers it with that big first base mitt. 2 down.
Fans are up. A.J. Ellis takes a strike. Dale Swain was asked, would you like one of these guys as you match up here in the ninth to just grab the job? He said, I think you always look for something like that. Dolis, it's the first opportunity. 1-2. Maybe overthrew that one a bit.
A couple of extra miles per hour, but not the good location with the sinking movement down in the zone that he has when he makes more under control pitches. Whoa.
It was close to being a strike and a swing. Let's see.
That's a strike. Tailing movement right on that outside corner. Jeez. Man. I didn't even watch the swing.
Two. Oh. It hit him. Somehow it grazed Ellis. Dale Swaim doesn't think so.
Well, the only reason I would say I have my doubts is the fact that Gio was able to catch the pitch. Yeah, you have to assume if it's going to hit A.J. Ellis, it would deflect a little bit, but that ball looked like it squared up right in the middle of the mitt. Now Dale Swaim has been ejected. No, it got him. It did. Yep. Well, he was out on the pitch before anyway. Man. You know, it seems like I say this every year, Len, but man, balls and strikes have been horrible in the early going this year. Some of the calls on the bases have been horrific, as we showed you earlier on our Coors Light freeze cam. There have been many, many others. Baseball really needs to seriously consider instant replay. It's not going to slow down the game whatsoever. We've already shown you a replay that A.J. Ellis was hit by the pitch. But because we don't have instant replay, Dale Swaim is out there to argue the call. I think all the arguments against instant replay are faulty. Well, that was a quick trigger, too, by Marty Foster. Not sure what Dale said. He wasn't demonstrative, has his hands in his pockets. That was a really quick trigger.
That's the first for Dale. It won't be his last.
Nope.
Welcome to the fraternity. And the Dodgers are still alive, at least for the time being. Bobby Abreu called out on strikes in his first at bat as a pinch hitter. That was against Sean Camp in the 7th. Low and outside.
Given the fact that Dale was thrown out of this game so quickly, he probably said the same thing I did. He was out on the pitch before. And you're not allowed to argue balls and strikes. You're allowed to miss ball and strike calls, but you're not allowed to argue when those calls are missed.
Long pause by Dolis, and it's 2-0. It's D. Gordon on deck. If he were to come up, the tying run would be in scoring position at least. Chris Bosio heading to the mound just to make sure Dolis is collected here. He was also close to this game being over in that last at bat.
Sometimes a pitching coach's job is to go out there to the mound and get the pitcher thinking positively again. Game should have been over on that missed strike 3 call to A.J. Ellis. He ends up hitting him and then falling behind in the count to a veteran hitter, Bobby Abreu. It would only be natural for a young guy to start having some doubt creep into his mind a little bit. So Chris Bosio with a quick visit to the mound just to reassure Rafael Dolis, you're good enough to do this. Good meeting.
Yeah, 2-1. deep right. DeJesus makes a catch, and the Cubs win. Abreu got good wood on it, but DeJesus was playing deep, moved a bit to his right, made the catch, and the Cubs hang on as Dolis gets the save. And the Cubs win 5 for the final. Well, that looked like trouble right off the bat, didn't it?
Johnny hit it hard. Wind helped push it back toward right fielder David DeJesus for the final out.
Luke Stuckmeyer, take it away.
Thank you. First of all, on base 4 times, the walk, the single, the double, the triple. Were you thinking home run on the last at bat or not?
Not really. You know, I took a healthy swing at the fastball, but you know, my game is to get on base, hit the ball over shortstop, so I wasn't really worried about it.
Off the bat, that sounded like a pretty good swing on that last pitch. Did you get a good read on it?
Yeah, I saw it out of his hand well. You know, it just got a little bit under it, but you know, I'm happy for the team today.
How about the job that Mahalam did on the mound today to get you guys going?
You know, he's great. You know, he's been great the last 3 outings. You know, he's just been throwing strikes, getting guys to chase his pitches, and you know, we scored enough runs today.
We'll get you back in the clubhouse. I don't want anybody getting a Gatorade bath today.
I think we're good on that.
Too cold. Congratulations.
All right, thanks a lot. Have a good one.
Len will send it back upstairs.
All right, Luke, thanks. A job well done by Luke and our entire CSN crew. And for Bob, Len Casper saying so long from Wrigley. Final score today, the Cubs 5 and the Dodgers 4. We're back here at 11:30 with our pregame coverage before Game 2, Dodgers and Cubs on CSN. In-game scoring provided by ScorePad.